Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Hanley, and I'm going to be demonstrating the camera kit today and how we shoot and edit and then post to TourWrist. First of all, the contents are we have the Nodal Ninja R1, the lens pen for cleaning off the lens, of course. We have an extra battery here, always important. The card reader for transferring the pictures directly from the camera card, or it's like what I'd like to call film, to the computer. And always good to have and handy to have an extra memory card just in case. And lastly is the Nikon D5000 with the rotator already attached and the swivel screen. So the first thing you want to do is with the large knob kind of tightened down, you want to attach the rotator to the tripod as such. Make sure that it's snug. Next thing you want to do is attach your camera, Nikon D5000. Take the lens off, of course. And refer to your card that comes with your kit as far as the settings on your camera. Next thing you want to do is grab your lens pen and open up the brush. We're just going to basically brush off any sort of dust that may have accumulated on the lens between uses. If you happen to see a smudge or a fingerprint, go ahead and use the other side of it and just give it a little cleaning mud right here. Just kind of make sure that we're all good to go. Second thing we're going to do is go ahead and attach the remote control. There's a little door here on the bottom, and you're just going to go ahead with the Nikon symbol facing you. It's going to basically just insert right in here. Okay, next step we want to do is basically there's going to be a series of numbers here at the bottom. We're going to start off at 0. This is more or less just to help you to understand where you've started your shooting, because we're going to shoot 4 90-degree images that are going to be bracketed. And what we want to do is basically we want to center the camera in the middle of the brightest light source and kind of split the room in half. So with my tripod set up here, I'm going to line this up, splitting the window in half, turn on the camera. Basically we're going to just kind of level off the light in the middle and turn the bracketing on to AE 2.0. And then with our remote control, we're going to shoot 3 90-degree hemispheres bracketed. After you've shot 3, go ahead and rotate the camera 90 degrees. You're going to feel a little click, and then we're going to shoot 3 more. And then again. And then just coming over here, crossing the table. Another great reason to have the remote control. And rotate this one more time and shoot off 3 more. Now we're done with the picture part. We'll go ahead and show the processing of the TourWrist. So first of all, what we're going to do is pull out your memory card. We're going to place this directly into the card reader, and the card reader is going to go into an open slot USB on your computer. Just like that. Second step is to basically create a new folder on your desktop. We'll just call this conference room. We're just going to go ahead and slide this directly right into the folder that we just named conference room. Going to go ahead and close this and eject the card as we're no longer needing that. Okay, now we have our 12 images in the conference room folder. I'm going to go ahead and create a little box here. And the next thing you want to do is open up PTGui and drag the 12 images from our conference room folder into PTGui. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and align the images, and you're going to get a little box. It's going to say, this project appears to contain 4 sets of 3 bracketed exposures. What would you like to do? You're going to click the selection up at the top, enable HDR mode, and link the bracketed images. Going to hit OK. Once you've achieved that, right up at the top there's going to be a little leveler next to the 1, 2, 3 icon. We're going to click this little button right here, and that's just going to basically level our panoramic, our 90-degree image is. Next step is to go ahead and close that. And then up at the top here, we're going to click Exposure HDR. And then once again, we're going to click Fusion Settings. It's going to be generating a preview image for you. Great, and there you go. Perfect panorama. Now, depending on the lighting conditions, etc., there's a series of controls that you're able to access down here at the bottom. Okay, after you set that, go ahead and hit OK. And then we're going to create the panorama by clicking this button here. And we're just going to leave the default settings the same. And then once again, click Create Panorama. And then this process, depending on the speed of your computer, will last anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes. The next step we're going to show you is how to view and edit the panorama in Pano2VR. So basically we've got that on the desktop here. It's labeled TUAW-Pro. I'm going to go ahead and open that. And now in our conference room folder, you're going to see a new file there called DSC_1959. That basically just is the first number in the set of 12. So we're going to go ahead and slide that file over into the input folder. Drop it right in like that. And it's going to open up. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and create a flash file so we can take a look at it and see what sort of editing that we have to do to make this a perfect file for our customers. Once it's completed, it's going to open up a flash file on your desktop, and you can just basically hit the full screen button and kind of just look around the room and see sort of what sort of editing that we might need to take place. So just looking circular, it looks like everything's great. Next thing is you want to take a look down, and you'll see that the tripod is exposed. And then from there, it's nice to kind of pan up and look up at the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close the flash file. And now we're going to go ahead and start editing our the tripod in the ceiling by using this button here called Patch Input. Go ahead and select that. And it's going to say New Patch, and you're going to go Add. And then you want to basically go ahead and drop your, move your cursor down below, capturing the tripod there. And it's always good to keep the bars in a vertical position, make it easy to export. And we're going to go ahead and hit Extract. You'll notice that the dialog window, Patch Panorama, is still open. Go ahead and keep that open like such. And then in your conference room folder, you're going to see a new file called patch_0. And we're going to go ahead and drag that from the conference room folder into your photo editing program, and what we're going to use Photoshop today for this example. What you want to do from this point is open up the rubber stamp tool, also known as the clone tool in certain programs. And basically we're just going to go ahead and remove the tripod just so you can't see that when you're looking at the panorama in TourWrist or on the web. And we're going to save that and then close it. And now we're going to add one more patch, and that's going to be the ceiling. So there you go. And go ahead and save that, close the image. Now with our Patch Panorama dialog box still open, we're going to hit OK. It's going to say Update Image Patches. Click Yes. Next step is to click Convert Input. This is basically going to flatten the images into a single equirectangular file. So under Type, we want to hit Equirectangular. In Format, we're going to hit JPEG.jpg. We're going to leave image quality set at 90. We're going to hit, and then where it says Patches, we're going to put Apply All Patches. And for our output file, we're going to go ahead and select everything in front of the .jpg, and we're going to replace that with the number 1959. The next step is to select the input. And we're going to go ahead and just click that. It's already going to be defaulted to 1959. Hit OK. We want to go up to the top, and we're going to save the panorama file just in case we have to come back and do some future editing. And we're just going to go ahead and save the TEW Pro as the number of the to basically 1959, and we're going to save that directly into our folder that we labeled earlier to conference room. Lastly, we're going to do is in the output file we have another section called remap. This is actually the thumbnail that we're going to use in PTGui or in TourWrist. So under the viewing parameters window, we want to basically move the set the viewing the default of where we want the image to start. So that window looks pretty, so we're going to just go ahead and set the window. And just you want to basically under the viewing parameters limits, you want to set the tilt so it's 0. We want to start off flat, and then go ahead and hit OK. It's going to ask you if you want to save the current view as the default. We're going to hit OK or yes, and then we're going to save the file as the panorama file, which in this case is 1959. Hit OK, and then we're going to go ahead and hit Create All. And it's going to ask you if you want to recreate and overwrite, and we click yes. Okay, and then you can go ahead and close Pano2VR. And so the two files that we're going to use in the TourWrist program are the equirectangular and the thumbnail.
Okay, now that we've completed editing our Pano, the next step is to upload it to TourWrist. Open any Flash-supported browser, log into TourWrist.com, and if you haven't already created an account, you can do that this time. If not, and if you have created an account, click the tab Create a Tour, and then click Publisher. And from here, you'll want to give your tour a name, and we're just going to call this Conference Room Demo. And then you want to select a category. For this purpose, we're going to go ahead and put point of interest. You're required to put a subcategory. I'm going to go ahead and put indoors. For our purposes today, we're going to leave this blank, and we're going to go ahead and click Next. Here you'll want to enter the information pinpointing where your tour is on the map. You can either do this by entering a latitude and longitude, selecting a location using the map directly, or if you have the street, city, country, state, postal code, etc., you can enter that here. We're going to go ahead and just hit Next. The next step is to describe our tour. Now, if you're shooting this panoramic tour for a client, you might be inclined to enter their web address in this field along with their email address, a tour description that makes it easier for whoever's viewing your tour to understand what they're seeing. So in this case, I'm just going to type in Conference Room Demo again. And then tour tags are important if you want to find your tour easy, or if you want to share a tour tag with your client. So once again, I'm going to just type in Conference. And then once you're done, just go ahead and hit Next. And now the last step is actually locate the file that we just created. So from here, we're going to select Choose File. And then we're in the Conference Room folder. I'm going to go ahead and select the Pano. And if you've created a thumbnail like we have, we're going to go ahead and select that here. And then just give it a nice name, and we'll just type it up, Conference Room once again. And then that's it. Go ahead and hit Submit. Depending on your browser and your connection, your tour should upload fairly quickly. Once it has uploaded successfully, you'll get a notice just like this saying Scene Successfully Uploaded. And then within about 10 minutes, you should receive an email from TourWrist that your tour has been uploaded, and you can view it at that time. Well, thank you so much, and best of luck to you.